My name's John Powell. I'm a film composer.
I'm Greg Wells. I am the music producer.
I'm Andy Nelson. I'm one of the re-recording mixers on Wicked.
I'm Myron Kirstein. I'm the editor of Wicked. And I'm here with Avid to peek behind the curtain for one of the scenes in Wicked, Defying Gravity. There's no musical like Wicked. It's probably the biggest thing I've ever worked on. John said he wanted to make Wizard of Oz meets Lord of the Rings, and we knew right away that the scale was going to be so much bigger. I read the script. Immediately I started crying, and by the end of it, I knew that Defying Gravity was going to be this epic finale to the end of our movie. So right away, I was very intimidated by the process. I knew that we had to deliver. You wanted to feel like this big Empire Strikes Back ending. You wanted to have this sort of culmination of everything you had just experienced over the 2 hours and 30 odd minutes before. How do we actually pull this off? How are we going to have Elphaba singing at all? How does that work? Is she going to be on wires? Is she going to be all CG? Can we actually do live? How does sound design affect it? You know, is there something in picture that I need to change to accommodate live vocals? I was trying to assemble the Avengers of post-production, and I needed the best to basically tell me how to put together these songs. You know, I have multiple tracks of live vocals. I have instrumentals. I have click tracks I have to keep track of. So that constant flow between sound and music and picture never stops. I was in London for 8 months. My edit room was at Sky Studios, and right below me was literally the throne room. The wizard's head was right beneath me. It was really important for me to be around production, but I also tried to keep an arm's length from production. And the reason being is just that. You don't want to be influenced by, you know, what happened on the day. And I think just having a pure sort of objective opinion of what was shot each day, you know, that separation from production is really important. And I watch it like I'm the first audience member. It's this real sacred moment that I cherish, where I get to just experience all the footage. Does something make me want to cry? Does something make me laugh? Do I get goosebumps from a shot? And all of this is like really important, just first notions of what moves me as an audience member. And then I go back a second time, and then I start pulling selects, or I make markers based on those first initial reactions. And then I build very slowly, like the scene. I try to let it all be feeling and performance. Otherwise, it doesn't go in. It's really important for an editor to understand how they are connecting to the material. And if you're not connecting to it from the get-go, if you're just starting to technically grab things and get things on the timeline, I think you shortchange the process of being an editor. So in this scene, Elphaba and Glinda just escaped the wizard and his henchmen, the guards, in a balloon chase. And now they're trying to figure out what they should do. And right away, Cynthia is basically saying, I'm not going to run away anymore. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to take some power. I'm going to take what I've felt all along, which is I have this ability. This is ascension. And she sees where she should go. She needs to go up. So right away, I'm building to this moment of her climbing the stairs. But then there has to be a ticking clock. So I'm constantly going back and forth between the guards coming after them.
Stop! Not that hideous levitation spell, Elphaba, please! You don't know what you're doing with that, please! Stop!
Elphaba thinks that she has the power to perhaps find a way to escape. Maybe she'll make wings for Glinda and herself, and that'll be a way for her to escape. And right away, we realize that whatever she thought she could do isn't going to happen the same way with the monkeys. And we're trying to create this moment of feeling, okay, maybe she doesn't have the power. And then we hear this noise. And we realize this broom that Elphaba had used to block off the doors is now being bewitched in some ways. Now keep in mind, we're still in the middle of the song. Just earlier, she's singing the first phrase, the first chorus of Defying Gravity.
Gravity, and you can't pull me down.
But if you could see my timeline, the song ends here. And now I have to unfold the drama. And John likes to constantly work with the audience's expectations. So once the broom comes to her and the guards start to descend, Elphaba tries to get Glinda to join her.
Come with me. Think of what we could do together.
Now keep in mind, this is all live.
Unlimited. Together we're unlimited.
And I'm picking all that performance the same way as I'm picking all my dialogue performance.
Come with me. Think of what we could do together. Unlimited. Together we're unlimited.
So I'm back in the song. The guards are descending on them. For a moment, we think that both Elphaba and Glinda are going to go away together.
Are you coming?
Just to go back a second, again, this is all live vocals.
Defying gravity with you and I, defying gravity, they'll never bring us down.
Song ends. And now I have to continue the scene. And now there's this really great long pauses where Elphaba realizes she isn't coming. And just to hold on them, to hold on this performance, these beautiful looks that Cynthia gives. And then what is Glinda up to? She's like, well, I'm going to tie this thing around there because you seem cold. We're still in the song. And what I love, the most powerful thing of this entire section of the film is this moment where Defying Gravity, the Wicked Witch of the West origin story, all comes together as one. It's this really powerful moment. We're just holding on her. We're just waiting. We're just building anticipation. The origin story is complete. Now what's going to happen? They realize that they're not going to be together. And then the guards descend. So you think for a moment maybe they'll escape. So I'm cross-cutting between the guards coming up the attic and then Elphaba trying to keep them off of them. And then we have this big moment, which is in the stage production, is when she says, "It's me." And "It's me" is like this moment where the climax of the song happens. But we have one more trick up our sleeves.
It's me! It's me!
she doesn't have the power quite yet. There's one other thing that she needs to face, which is herself, her power, her weaknesses. She has to figure out, can she indeed heal? What I also love about this section is originally is Cynthia. So we're leaving up a lot to our imagination from the beginning of cutting to finding our way with this moment. And then once she sees her younger self, then we have one more moment where we can climax to this song. And of course, the last moment, the climax and top of the climax, is this moment where Cynthia sings the war cry. And for one last time, we stop the song.
Nobody in all of us, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me
Song stops again. How do we build up anticipation to this big war cry? You know, we have to find the right rhythm. You know, again, the song stops right here. And I'm trying to make sure I could build another climax here. And yes, it is Cynthia singing here. So you can see there's a lot that goes into Defying Gravity. It's a lot working with anticipation. It's starting and stopping music. It's building up emotions with longing and this feeling of loss. And hopefully it makes for a really incredible cinematic experience. I've learned that you can dream big and still meet the mark. All the craftspeople that took to make this thing, and they're all dreaming big, and it was all under John's leadership. And he wanted to make sure that we could feel like we were returning back to like the old Hollywood golden age of cinema. We wanted to bring that back. So to dream that big and to meet that bar is something that I didn't know if I could still do, but to go for it and then to try to meet your own expectations of what dreaming big is what I learned you could still do.